All right, kids, gather around, come closer, because today we have a special story that I think you'll really enjoy. Today, I have a fun story to tell you about a clever farmer and an unlucky stork. This tale is full of surprises and important lessons. It's called Caught in Bad Company, the Farmer and the Stork. Are you ready to dive into this adventure? Ready? Let's jump in. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who loved his crops very much. He took great pride in his work and cared for his plants like they were his own children. He worked hard every day to make sure his plants were healthy and growing tall. From sunrise to sunset, he was out in the fields, tending to his beloved crops. He worked hard every day to make sure his plants were healthy and growing tall. He would water them, remove weeds, and make sure they got plenty of sunlight. But guess what? There were some pesky cranes who loved to snack on his crop. Oh no, these cranes would swoop down and eat the farmer's hard work, leaving him frustrated and worried. These cranes were really causing the farmer a lot of trouble. They would come in flocks and eat everything in sight, leaving the fields bare. So, the farmer decided to set some traps to catch the cranes. He thought long and hard about the best way to protect his crops. He was pretty clever, and soon enough, his traps were full of cranes. The farmer felt a sense of relief, thinking he had finally outsmarted the pesky birds. But when the farmer went to check his traps, he got a big surprise. He couldn't believe his eyes. Along with the cranes, there was a stork caught in the trap. The stork looked very different from the cranes with its long neck and beautiful feathers. The stork had a long neck and beautiful feathers. It stood out among the cranes, looking elegant and graceful. It wasn't like the other birds at all. The stork was very worried. It knew it didn't belong with the cranes and feared what the farmer might do. The stork was very worried. It looked around nervously, hoping for a way to explain its situation. It looked up at the farmer and pleaded, "Please, Mr. Farmer, let me go. I'm not like these cranes. I'm a stork and I don't eat your crops. I was just passing by and got caught by mistake. I just happened to be here at the wrong time. Please let me go, and I promise I will never come near your fields again." The farmer shook his head. He wasn't convinced by the stork's plea. He wasn't convinced by the stork's words. The farmer had seen too many birds ruin his crops to trust any of them. The farmer said, "I don't care who you are. You were caught with these cranes who ruined my crops. You were caught with these cranes who ruined my crops. So you'll suffer just the same as them. So you'll suffer just the same as them." The stork realized that being in the wrong company had led to its downfall. The stork was very sad and learned a very important lesson that day. It understood that even though it wasn't doing anything wrong, being with the wrong crowd had caused it to be punished. You see, kids, the farmer believed that if the stork was hanging out with the cranes, then it must be just as bad as them. This story teaches us that the company we keep can have a big impact on how others see us. This story teaches us that the company we keep can have a big impact on how others see us. It's important to surround ourselves with good people who make positive choices. So it's important to choose our friends wisely. And that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something valuable. That's the end of our story. Remember, even if you're not doing anything wrong, being around those who are can get you into trouble too. Remember, even if you're not doing anything wrong, being around those who are can get you into trouble too. So always try to be around people who are kind, honest and good. So always try to be around people who are kind, honest and good.